What's going on, guys, and welcome to the Live at 5. I appreciate every single one of you jumping in right now. I got Sam joining me, and it's good to be back.
It's good to be back.
And we missed the last one. My fault, guys. I had a little bit of a dentist appointment, so took the day off. But we had a pocket check. I mean, you guys are in it. It's pretty cool.
Pocket check video.
About time it happened. So it was. I thought it was pretty good. I should have did a little outro to it, but it's all good. You live and you learn. Marco, Michael, Jack. I appreciate you guys jumping in. High Tide, of course, and Barbarian Brawny. What is going on, guys? Actually, I need new teeth, man. I need a lot of new teeth. Nah, I went in for a cleaning and a couple of what do you call them? Like fillers. I had to get some cavities filled and stuff like that. So no biggie. It's all good. Eric, what's up, man? Appreciate you jumping in. So real quick, we're gonna go through the new arrivals, which I guess technically were last week's arrivals.
Yeah.
But we'll jump into these real quick. Give you guys quick pricing. Yeah, Bronny, that's all I was like. I'm glad you jumped in, man, because it's like we have these for you. So real quick, we have the new Chavez Tax TAKs.
Here's the Tonto.
Is it TAC or are we doing the TAK? These
have the eyebrow clips.
Because it's either SOG or SOG, so ask the dentist if you can get a zircotai tooth. That'd be pretty cool. Some Mokume thrown in there.
Flexing on Kanye.
So yeah, I believe these are gonna be, what are they, 315?
Yep.
And it looks like it's milled out back there, but it's actually not. They just threw that milling pattern in there, so I thought that was pretty cool. So Tanto drop point. And then on these, it's not official yet because I think Chavez is going to announce it, but we're going to be having a sale. Anything you buy from us is going to get you a sweet little deal. I'll tell you guys more about it as soon as I get the go ahead, but any Chavez knife you buy from us is going to get you a really awesome deal. So, tiny butter knife. I think they're the perfect size, man.
Yeah, they're really nice for a little knife. They really maximize the blade to handle ratio on these two. You can see they kind of milled out the end there.
Yeah.
Really fit as much blade length into that as they can.
Chavez posted their short on IG. Okay, well, cool. Then I'm still gonna wait to make sure because I was like, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be the guy in Marvel that spoils everything. So I'll watch it and then I'll mention it on the next one. But for sure, if you're thinking about picking up a Chavez, pick one up from us, and then you'll get something pretty cool that I think is gonna grow your collection. So, tiny ass knife. Yeah, I would assume that's what it is for. I like how thick the blade stock is on Chavez knives, and the tack is no different. Yeah, I think with making it smaller, it didn't like do any injustice to the design that they have. Yeah, because you would expect a bigger knife. I think this is awesome. Cool, man. What else you got?
All right, we got the Giant Mouse, the Biblio XL titanium handle.
This episode was specifically curated for Bronny because I know how much he loves Chavez and I know how much he loves Giant Mouse.
Magna cut blade steel on there, satin blade, wire clip. It's got steel liners. It's got really, really good action on it. Just nice acoustics too. I don't know if you can hear it.
Right there, I was so nervous we were about to have an accident for the first time on the show.
I pulled it out.
Yeah. No, I think this thing is cool. I love that they had that.
$295.
Yeah, $295 on the side, guys. You're ready to go. I love that they just do that like little pop of brass or like there's always like something on there.
Just a little splash of color.
Yeah. It's really nice, really cool.
I like the milling on those scales a lot too.
Yeah.
It feels nice in the hand.
Always have a slicey blade on it, so those are on the site if you guys want to pick one of those up. We should have a couple more Giant Mouses as well. So, all right. So, my personal nominee for the Bug Out Killer. I know a lot of everybody says Bug Out Killer for a lot of other things, but this one is going to be, this model is always going to be that. But yeah, the Bel Air and that carbon fiber. Love the axis lock, or actually they call theirs a, what is it again? I always forget the name of it.
It's not the clutch lock,
No.
it's Kaiser
It's not. Is it the cross? It's not the crossbar either.
I mean, that's just.
I mean,
the
it's just
style,
generally, yeah. It's the crossbar. I forget what they call their lock.
The able
But,
lock.
Maybe. Yeah, yeah.
I think it's the able lock.
It might be the able lock. I'm not 100% sure. I think I can click into this real quick just to make sure. But these are gonna be $259.99 on the site. Hey, you can scroll down a little bit. Magna Cut. I could have looked at the blade and told you guys that. Belt satin. Duralock. That's what it is. Duralock. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, Jack threw it in the chat. Dude, it's getting so hard to keep track of everyone's crossbar. Yeah. Like the clutch lock, like the ones I remember the most are always going to be clutch lock and then the axis lock. Everything else is just a crossbar to me. And I think the clutch lock I just remember because I know you can adjust it.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it so interesting to me. You can like kind of stiffen it up a little bit. I'd be curious to know if maybe they did something that I don't know about because I've never taken one apart.
All right, last of the new arrivals on the table is the blacked out mini iridium.
That one's cool.
Yeah, I like these a lot.
Black out everything.
Little stealth knife. You got D2 on these, I want to say. Yeah, it's D2.
Yeah. That's why I didn't go with bug out killer on that one, even though I would kind of come close to it. It's just with this one, like the Ozark Trail, everyone's like bug out killer. This is an American-made knife with premium steel, premium handle, and I feel like it competes directly with that.
Yeah, and it's still at a lower price than Benchmade's carbon fiber S90 bug out.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. To me, Bronny says, to me, they're all axis locks. Can't help messing that one up when I talk about the locks. Yeah, I agree. I think that lock is the lock that originally it came out as. So I know like the frame lock is the Reeve integral lock, and it was made by someone else at the same time that Chris Reeve was developing it. I've known it as the frame lock, so it's really hard for me to call it the Reeve integral lock, even though I'm sure that's probably what we should call it. Just found that too. LOL, we have a clutch lock.
Is it better than the Hogue Deca? That's personal preference.
Yeah.
The Hogue Deca is still going to come in at a lower price point. You do get the G10 and the 20 CV, or you can get them in Magna Cut. I do think if you're comparing Deca to bug out, I think the Deca is a much better value. If you were comparing the Bel Air to the Deca, I still think the Deca is better value, but I think the Bel Air is a better knife.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if you don't get it tricked out, let's just say we go with the normal one. What is it, aluminum? Aluminum with steel handles or steel liners? Yeah, Magna Cut steel. What is it, 159?
Yeah.
What's the Deca at?
About the same.
About the same?
160s.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's aluminum and Magna Cut or 20 CV and G10, so it's really hard to say.
I'll give you that. That one's so close because you either sacrifice the handle or you sacrifice the blade, at which 20 CV is not a sacrifice to be 100%. No. You're choosing a better one. But I saw a Magna Cut polymer Deca on sale for $119.
That's a steal.
Yeah, I'd pick that up. Just throw it in the collection.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would beat out my other knives to carry, but I would have one.
Speaking of carry, what's everybody carrying today?
Oh, dude, I can't believe we skipped over that. Okay, so I'm gonna bring up an interesting thing with what I'm about to show everybody. All right, so I'm rocking the Archer today.
Ooh,
I decided to bring this one in because I haven't carried it in a while. And then of course, pin never changes. I mean, once you kind of get one of those, that's it. That's what you carry. I have the Vapor Honed side piece, so it's got like a nice sheen to it. Yeah. You can actually see the machine marks. I don't know. Yeah, right there. Kind of looks like a belt satin kind of thing. So it definitely cleared off that finish. You can see it. So I love the way that came out. And then as my secondary knife, now this is where that question comes in. My secondary knife is going to be my Unumzon. Typically, that's the question.
Secondary.
Yeah, I wanted to bring up the question on the secondary knife. Do you guys carry a secondary knife? Is it a crappy knife that you just pull out so you preserve your main blade, or is it maybe a knife you hand to people because you don't trust them with your expensive stuff? Well, I don't care what happens to these because they're meant to be used. So I'm handing someone a Zon or I'm handing them an Archer. So double heat today, I
Can I
guess.
borrow that? Open up a paint can real quick.
Yeah. Hey, from Best Damn EDC, you can pry with that thing. So I think it'll be all right.
Yeah. So see, I actually have a secondary knife today.
Okay, sweet.
So I guess.
So I'm not the only one. I was like, I'm gonna bring that up.
Well, I actually have 3 with me, but one of them just is my OTF. I leave in my bag all the time.
Gotcha.
So I got my Arcfeld Ultra. I'm in love with this thing. It has been the best flashlight I've ever gotten my hands on. Yeah, just really, really happy with it. Got, staple winch, little chonk. Got my Slim Mini bolt action tactile. I've been carrying this one for a little bit, enjoying that. Actually, got a new little data crew. Got a Wada Junior with the X-Pack. I'm really, really liking this. And inside of this, my little NFG micarta. Got my beer bomb with my High Tide slip.
Yeah, courtesy of High Tide.
And I guess my secondary knife will go first. Just small and cozy. You guys have seen it before. Put a new lanyard on it. Nothing super fancy there.
Got some nice blue on there matching the pouch.
Yeah, and the shirt. I went with a little bit of a blue theme today. You'll see with the primary knife is going to be my Automac. It's got titanium stonewash handles with the blue titanium hardware. Let's see if I can get the standoffs in there. Usually not super big on outside autos, but I have been in love with this thing. It fires hard. It really feels good in the hand. Nice hollow ground blade on it. It's been performing really, really well.
Yeah, you were showing me that thing earlier, and it does, dude, that thing fires harder than a ProTech.
It does.
And ProTech has like some nice firing on it, so I thought that thing was pretty cool. So, I mean, the question is what do you consider, I guess, worthy of being a secondary? Can it be like, would you carry an expensive knife and then a cheaper knife, or would you do all out $500, double carry? I mean, technically,
you're what we do.
So, yeah, that's what we do. So I was like, I'm kind of curious to see what everyone else has got as maybe just as a main blade and a secondary, or if you think carrying a secondary is dumb. Like, we're not gonna feel no hard feelings.
Oh, not at all. So I realize it can be a bit much.
Honestly, sometimes I just like pulling my knife out and just kind of admiring it. So
I fidget all the way.
So Eric B says primary and Kosi, other primary is going to be the Inyoni. Which, okay, see, I actually see that as a better option than my double pocket knives, just because one is a fixed blade. So, if you're doing like a kind of task that would require, I don't know, batoning. I know that kind of gets like crazy. Who knows what you're actually doing with it, but at least that way you're not worrying about it getting all gunked up or something in the pivot. I never use a secondary. I barely use my primary. And then High Tide says, 2 expensive knives for me, typically cheaper backups in pouch though. Okay, yeah, I could see that. So 3 knives. Actually, I do carry a Booker USB, but that's just for fidgeting. I would also carry a Surge Beam. Okay, the beam, the flipper, I actually think that's a pretty cool one that you can kind of like slide into your coin pocket. By the way, to finish this off, because I feel like I haven't talked about this, and I don't know if anyone's noticing it, but because of the stream with Barbarian Brawny,
it's got that Rolex.
I did end up getting into the watch rabbit hole, and I picked up my first Seiko GMT5, their Sports 5 that they have. I went with I don't even know if you can see it. The black and gray, technically, is kind of like not shining in the light, but I like this thing, and I want to buy more watches now. So, Brawny's. I'm actually thinking about blacking this thing out. So we'll see if I have the nerve to break this thing apart and switch out the casing and stuff, man. I don't know. I'm kind of nervous about that. I love the strap. It looks amazing. Yeah, dude. You know what? I was immediately gonna say I hated the strap. I don't like the Jubilee bracelet. I already wanted something completely different. I don't even know what you call the other bracelet, the solid one. Kind of linked together. You would typically see it on like a Rolex or a Tudor.
Like the presidential?
Yeah, something like that.
Is that the presidential? I don't know, like an H link.
It's so, there's so much stuff. I'm still trying to like get everything. He's saying oyster.
Yeah. Oyster, H-Link. Yeah, there are lots of different bracelets.
I've been blowing up Bronny's phone just because I'm like, dude, I have so many questions. But yeah, you know what? I've been wearing it for a while now. I can honestly say I do like the bracelet. It feels a lot better.
I started going down the watch rabbit hole. Got a Seiko, a couple Hamiltons, and then I had to stop myself because watches are even more expensive than knives.
Yeah. Bronny already knows the next watch that's possibly coming to me very soon. I sent him a photo of it. I know it's going to be a massive jump, guys, but I'll share it with you guys whenever I get it. So it's going to be pretty awesome. I think I already told you about it.
You did not tell me about it.
Okay, I'll show you photos of it, and yeah, he's jealous of it. Man, once I get into a hobby, it's just like, a little bit in the kiddie pool, and then I jump right into the deep end of it. So
if it's what I think it is, I'm excited.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not going all the way over, but I was like, I'm going to get a nice one. So, all right, guys, I'm going to roll in the cart. We're doing sharpening today. Sam's going to walk us through some sharpening, some tips, things like that on his KME Sharpening System.
It really can translate over to any fixed angle system like this.
So I think if you're using the Work Sharp, what do they call it? The Pro Adjust or the... So
Precision Adjust, the Pro, the Elite, the whichever one.
Yeah. Let me roll it in like a little mad scientist.
Need a lab coat.
Yeah, I know, right? Ooh, dang, hopefully I don't.
I went ahead and did some setup already, just for time's sake. Already got my angle.
Ignore the cart, because I had to raise it up a little bit. Let's see. Watches are definitely a huge part of EDC. Yeah, I mean, I just had my Apple Watch. I was completely content with that thing. But yeah, no, I don't know. It's just something like about the notifications and things like that not bugging me throughout the day. I just really kind of gravitated towards this, and it looks really good with my carry. So
Halton's is going out of business. There's some good discounts on Tudor and Tag right now. Ooh, I might have to look at those Tudors.
Yeah,
I'm wanting to get a Pelagos.
I might have to look at those too. That's sick.
All right,
we're about to go spend some more money, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna got a little scallion here, something softer steel, not serrated, so it's not a whole lot of cutting edge, so you can go pretty quick. Basically, I guess we'll start with the clamping. This one's a weird one for clamping, but I like to kind of make the tip of the edge and the end of the edge as parallel with the clamp as I can to keep it even. You can kind of see I tried to do that with this one. This is a little bit of a weird one. And then, if you want to put Sharpie on your edge, and you can use that to find the angle if you don't want to completely reprofile it. This one I've got set at 20 degrees right now. Got my little Klein angle finder that I set that with ahead of time to save time, and basically just going to kind of talk through tips and tricks on it. Start with the course. I'm going to start with I've got a 140, a 300, a 600, and a 1500 grit. So I'm going to start with the 140. On these coarser ones, just for time's sake, removing steel, I like to, go with sort of up and down motions across everything. You want to try to keep it as even as you can, going on both sides. It's a little harder to keep track of when you're doing it this way, but I like doing single passes like this whenever I start working up to the finer grits, really get that scratch pattern going.
Instead of just constantly going back and forth.
Yeah.
I gotcha. So this is so much different than, obviously I have the easy access of just doing it on the belt, and the system that we have in the back, which probably takes me, I want to say 2 minutes per knife.
Oh, I could do, you can do one of these in under a minute on those belts.
Yeah.
But
and it's just the worn 220 that we use over there, guys. So typically we're taking off the least amount of steel, jump it right over to the strop as it's connected, right to the other side. So it's super quick. Versus this, I feel like this is like a sit down kind of thing to...
I reprofiled my Archer the other night.
Dude, I bet you were there for at least 2 hours.
Not quite. It was like an hour and a half to go all the way through.
What'd you reprofile it to? Because I'm actually...
I'd have to look. I wrote it down. I think I did it at 22 degrees.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. I was like, did I read Bronny's comment? People will see that watch and have a new perspective on you versus an Apple Watch. Man, you know what? So I'm still wearing both. I didn't completely get rid of the Apple Watch. I'll wear it at my other job just because I don't want to knock this thing around against some of the metal surfaces that I'm around. And then if I'm just kind of strolling, you know, throughout the day or whatever, and I don't want to keep my phone on me at home, like it's on the charger, I'll go ahead and throw the Apple Watch on just so I can stay connected. But when I'm here at House of Blades, my phone was always going off and part of a couple of chats that are super active and things like that. Susie, you know which one I'm talking about? It gets a little annoying, so it was kind of good to remove it. So about how much time do you think typically you would spend on one side?
Really depends on the steel. It really depends on the steel. Even the heat treat of the steel, like Gerber's S30V versus Benchmade's S30V, totally different. But I can show my current progress on this one. I've almost got this completely, and I've only been at this for a little bit. So something like, can't remember if this is 420 or 14C 28N, because I know they're using 14C on their newer ones, but this one's like 21 years old. So this real soft steels like this doesn't take very long at all. But yeah, just kind of working it back and forth like this, trying to keep it even.
So I can't remember what knife I was doing, but I did we have a Wicked Edge over in the store. And I was just learning to hopefully eventually one day just, you know, if someone came in and wanted a Wicked Edge put on it, I could possibly help out with that. I think I rounded the tip on one of my knives. And I can't remember which one it was. I don't even think I have it anymore. But I think that's the one thing that I haven't fully overcome yet, just because I'm so nervous that it's like either if you push off like too far or if you don't go far enough, you just kind of mess that tip up.
Yeah, you gotta kind of like come around. It's hard because yeah, if you round the stone too much, you're gonna round your tip.
Yeah.
If you don't round it enough, you're not gonna hit like the tip all the way like you would need to. Almost gotten this one set.
That's why I'm afraid of electric style sharpeners. So yeah, I wish I had one, but whenever we're doing our belt system, you know, we're just kind of going across like this. Once we get to that tip and I see that burr form, I just kind of lift up and then I go back and then we go again. Yeah. So I think that's the easy thing because I'm pushing down on, you know, a hard surface versus it's kind of suspended on these.
And on these, you don't want to put any pressure. You just want to let the weight of the stone.
I think that's what it is. Like I can't help but put some pressure on it. I don't know why. I guess it's just a bad habit I need to break. But I could see the Bronny. I could see the what are they? The Ken Onion sharpeners.
Oh,
just because of the way that angle finder is. When you're kind of like setting it on there and just kind of pulling it through. I feel like that'll definitely just like eat your blade away if you don't know what you're doing. So.
Yeah, those have always worried me. I've seen a lot of customers bring those in that have just put way too much pressure down on them. And
yeah. So while he's doing that and we're just kind of chatting, guys, next week we're going to do, I believe Quinn said, knife Pictionary. So. Nice. Like Blue's Clues, if you guys don't know, we're gonna draw some knife pictures, and we're gonna be told some knives to draw, and then I'm assuming he's gonna guess them. So, Bronny says someday I'll get one, but I've got a Worksharp Pro PA and the Elite.
Okay, so now I've gotten the edge reprofiled on both sides. I've got the side, you can see all the Sharpie has been removed. Let that light glare off of there, and then same deal with this side. So now I'm going to go through to the higher grits, go to 300 and maybe do, I don't know, 15, maybe 20 on the lower grits, and maybe 15 when I start getting up finer and finer, and to really just polish out that edge now. And from here, it's like the longest part is always reprofiling. I mean, I've sat down and spent 45 minutes just reprofiling an edge on a 64 HRC MagnaCut, and then takes 10 to 15 minutes to finish out the sharpening from there.
Yeah.
So not bad at all once you've reprofiled it.
What's the cost of the system, by the way?
I think KMEs are $250.
Okay, so pretty close to the precision adjust.
Yes.
Epic, who's the better drawer? Honestly, I have no idea. I don't know if Quinn can draw. I used to doodle a lot when I was in school back in the day. Superhero stuff, just nothing crazy. I wouldn't say that I can draw like a portrait or anything like that, but it's been a very, very long time. So we'll see. It's probably going to be really embarrassing. I hope nobody tunes in, so that way they can't laugh at my drawings. No, I'm just kidding. I hope you guys show up. Seriously though, because then we can't do this anymore. Could you imagine they just shut us down? No one shows up to the live streams.
All right, so I'm done with the 300 on, well, almost done with the 300 on this side. Yeah, it really doesn't take too much longer once you have gotten past that reprofiling stage.
Let me see if I can pull something up from artwork back in the day. I don't even know if I still have any of that stuff up, but
you can see now I'm making more fluid sweeps across the whole edge rather than up and down throughout.
Dude, it's like I'm so old, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
I know Quinn was getting excited about washers and dryers earlier, and I'm like, man, we are getting old.
Washers and dryers? Oh, how did I miss this conversation? Okay, I don't think I have anything in here. Wish I did.
All right, that's it for the 300. I'm gonna move up to the 600 now, swap back over to the other side. I got, after that, just one more stone, even less passes on the 1500, and then you always wanna finish with either ceramic or leather or both. In this case, this 1500 grit diamond stone is so fine that I don't ever feel the need for ceramic. So I just go straight from this to the leather, and it has not done me wrong. I like the KME a lot though, just because of the variety that you can get. So, I mean, they make even rods like this with a slight curve to them for doing convex edges, like on the Chris Reeve knives. They make recurve stones for it. They make just about anything you could ever need for any sharpening.
It's pretty cool, man. Bronny says, I'm gonna screenshot them and make an IG page of your drawings. That's messed up, man. You're gonna tank my rep like that? How could I be into EDC and I don't know how to draw a knife? I feel like it's time, maybe for one of the shows, that we sit down and we draw out a knife design.
That would be a lot of fun.
That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, I've got a notebook with some knife designs
with some
in
ideas.
It.
I mean, everybody else is coming up with a knife design, so why not us? High Tide says, still here streaming this on the TV while making red leather coin slip, Chris's favorite color. That's sick. What kind of coin are you throwing in there? Which, by the way, I have a curator, and I was literally going to message you. I have a curator, and I need a slip from you, specifically from you. So I don't know if you have one already, or if we need to start curator slips in your lineup, but I am down to send you my curator or drive it to you wherever you are. So that way you can work on it. It's a stainless steel one, so it's heavy, dude. I'm debating on whether I want you to put some attachment on the back of it, so I can stick it to my pouch, or if I just want to slip in general.
Done with the 600, move on to the 15, hit the leather, and then be all good to go. You want to go until you've developed a burr on each side, and you can feel it underneath. I've gotten pretty good at just eyeballing it and knowing that whenever I've hit the apex of my edge, that I've got a burr built up. So I don't really need to always feel. I do check occasionally though.
Bronny says code Barbarian, or it's code Barbarian 15 at High Tide's website. Save you guys some money, man. And then code Barbarian on House of Blades saves you 10%. Let me see. I'm trying to see if anyone had my artwork somewhere. Nope.
Alrighty, last side, last stone.
It's pretty quick with those stones, man. Don't have a curator, but I have a really badass idea for a slip for one. Multi-layered leather polished to an edge that would look really good. High gloss micarta. Oh, dude. Okay, well, if you need a curator so you can get this going, I will lend you mine for a little bit so that way you can work on it. Which, funny story about the curator that I have, I don't know if you guys have seen it. So the artwork on the back of this curator was done by Andres, who was previously here with us, who started the live stream with me. We wanted to do a gift for Jamie, so we did a leather patch hat. We did the curator, we drew the curator design. We did the pyramids and everything. We did the patch, we sent him that gift. He loved it. He was already thinking about kind of combining his logo with the curator that like we had done. So he asked us for that logo. So we sent that over to him. I completely forgot about it. Bought this curator with not even knowing. The second it arrived, I remembered the email, and I have it as proof, so that way nobody can call me out saying that I make some stuff up. But yeah, so Andres drew that artwork. It was put onto the back of a curator. I now have one of those, so I think it's like a full circle kind of thing.
When you're bringing paper towels or anything?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Perfect.
Always prepared just in case.
I know.
We're about to knives this thing. He's always cutting through paper towels, so I didn't know that you're about to try and cut
Oh,
through.
no, I was just wiping some steel dust.
Andres does not work here anymore now, so. He moved on to, I don't want to say bigger and better things because we're freaking awesome.
Yeah, we are.
But yeah, I'm not sure what he's doing. He had another opportunity and he decided to take it, so.
So before stropping, this is what we're looking like. You see that 1500 already gets a pretty high polish on it, but that's what we've got so far. It's already, oh yeah, it's already sharp too, but just stropping it always helps.
All right, I don't know how many people are left in the chat, but how embarrassing is it going to be if this thing does not cut through paper?
Do we have paper or do we just have paper towels?
I might have some paper. Let me look. Man, you know what? What am I doing? I've got paper in my pocket. I've got a receipt. So, it's my daughter's birthday. I went to the store, got her a cake. I'm gonna let him slice up this receipt because I don't need it. Just happen to have it in my pocket. We were prepared. Are you gonna do serrated edge?
The serrations are already sharp.
No. He's afraid. No, I'm just kidding, guys.
That would take a lot of time.
Yeah. I told him to turn it into a plain edge, but you know, we're on a tight schedule. Got to get out of here, so.
I need a grinder for that. All right, done with the 3000 grit leather.
Speaking on that, it's so crazy to kind of see some people bring in their serrated knives, and these things look like toothpicks. With those serrations
I did
on
one
there.
today. It was a shoe knife, and the serrations have been worn down so far. But it was weird because the serrations were only on like the bottom part and the tip, and it like went like serrations in, edge out, serrations, and they wanted it turned into a straight edge.
That's
so I had
weird.
to grind. I had to take it to the grinder, grind down both sides of it, and make it all even, and then sharpen it out. And it was it came out really well. I was really proud of myself.
It's kind of crazy, man. We see so many weird things kind of come in the door. obviously you never want to be rude, but sometimes I do consider saying when they ask for a sharpening, unfortunately, it's time to get a new knife because these things come in like that. Like if I touched it to the sharpening belt, I feel like it's just going to disintegrate.
Especially some really rusted ones.
Yeah.
It was funny. My girlfriend one day, you know, she wanted me to sharpen her live wire, and she's like, I'm afraid for you to see it though. I've been using it, you know, it's all scratched up, and I get it, and it's got like a couple scuffs on it. I started laughing because it's like, man, the amount of rusted out knives that there are in the world,
this is nothing.
Was nothing.
Yeah. All right. Moment of truth.
Moment of truth. So I'm just gonna show off. Yeah, we gotta get the light hit it. Oh yeah, it's not quite a mirror polish. It is pretty polished though. Show the. Oh yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Popping up.
See how it cuts. You got the receipt. Oh man.
I'm sorry.
The receipt is.
I did fold it, guys, so take that into consideration. It's not like a straight piece of paper.
There we go.
Straight down.
And it's hard because it's like an inch of straight edge, trying not to hit the serrations. But yeah, you can see right here, it's oh yeah. Dude, I was gonna laugh so hard if it just wasn't cutting.
I was like, dude, it's so folded in certain spots. I was like, man, I hope that doesn't mess it up.
We got, you know,
some clean. There's no tears.
Cut some squiggles in it. Super clean. There you go.
Yeah. He said, tell her I'm proud that she even has to sharpen her knife.
I'll let her know.
She uses mine still. So I just sharpened my wife's Boker Kalashnikov. I got her the donut knife. She loves donuts. So yes, unfortunately, I bought from the competitor. In all reality, we're all buddies and stuff like that. So I did get her that, and she finally had to sharpen it. That thing was rounded. Like, I've never let my knife get to that point. I'm just like, dude, how are you even cutting anything with this?
Oh, I felt so bad. So Anne Marie, that's my girlfriend's name. She has one of those little one of the pink bug outs. It's a mini bug out, and I was using it one day because she was doing her nails, and I was opening up nail glue. And I never do my nails. I don't know how fast nail glue dries.
Oh, okay.
But apparently it dries like the second it hits oxygen.
Instantly?
And so I cut the top of the tube, and some of the glue got on the blade, and it was just game over from there. I tried the Wicked Clean wouldn't take it off. The Blue Lube wouldn't take it. It's like, no, I felt so bad. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
No, yeah, she does. She uses her knives. It's great. She's got only pink knives. If it's not pink,
she's not carrying.
Not carrying.
Hey, that makes it easy though, because if you do get her another gift, like, hey, it needs to be pink, you know already, right?
Yeah.
I see so many people bring back gifts for their ladies and stuff, and then he's like, yeah, they don't like it. Not what she was looking for. So, all right, guys. So I was at House of Blades last week. Oh man, I'm sorry I missed you, dude. We were. I don't know where I was. You should have. I'm sure you saw Matt. Matt always comes out when you're around, Brant.
I guess before we head out, are there any questions that I didn't hit? I know I didn't go into too much detail. There's really not a whole lot to it. They're pretty simple to use, but if there are any questions, happy to answer them.
Yeah, I think this thing's pretty cool. I didn't know it had this like little.
Oh yeah, I love it.
It's sick. It's one sharpening system I've never encountered before. I mean, we've seen all the other ones. I don't know why we don't carry this one, but we have such a variety in the store. I don't think we need to.
No, we don't need. The work sharps are great, and the work sharps are more economical. I mean, there's really no reason to get the KME over the work sharp unless it's just personal preference.
Dang. Bronny says, I got super glue on my Giant Mouse Riv and stained the blade and can't fix it.
Oh, no.
Have you tried, what is it? What do we have over there? It's not Wicked. What is it? Wicked Clean? The Wicked Clean? Wicked Clean or Wicked Wax?
Anyone there hand sharpen on a flat whetstone? Nobody does, but I know Matt can.
Yeah.
He just doesn't prefer it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a preference. Just like, you know, you have to spend so much time on it. I want to, honestly, like I
Yeah.
watch Knees Knives when he's doing his stuff. I
He's
think it's
crazy.
so cool. And then, he like cuts the paper towels and stuff. He says, I'll have to try. I don't have any. Bronny, I think I might have like a little sample or something. I'll see. I'll dig in my stuff and I'll send it to you, man, just so you could try it out. Because I'm not 100% it would take it off, but it'd be awesome if it fixed it. We kind of use it for like rust removal, and people bring in their knives to get sharpened, and sometimes they're really gross, covered in rust or something like that. And
Blood.
we have to remove all that stuff, even though technically they should. But yeah, I would be interested in learning how to sharpen on a flat whetstone, but
I know for learning how to do that, and we sell them here, the Work Sharp bench stones. The Work Sharp bench stones are really like the best way to learn freehand sharpening on any stone, hands down. They're like 40, 50 bucks, I think 40. Yeah, can't recommend that enough for learning how to hand sharpen.
yeah, I use my field guide sharpener for the most part.
Yeah, that's good. The only reason I say the bench stone over that one is because even with the guided field sharpener, it's a flat, fixed surface, and so as you come across the belly of your blade, you have to keep your wrist locked but lift your elbow up to keep the same angle going across to the tip. Whereas with the bench stone, it has a pivot, and so you can lock and unlock the pivot, so you can keep it flat and do the movement yourself, or you can just push your blade through straight, keep your wrist, arm, everything locked, and the stone will actually pivot to the shape of your edge, which it's really just perfect for learning how to freehand.
Bronny says, my dad and father-in-law use stones. My father-in-law throws motor oil on his stone. That's a man right there. I've never heard of throwing motor oil on a stone. That's crazy.
Yeah, brother. It's that 3-in-1.
That's insane. I mean, I would be curious to know if that actually works better than like, water, but
it just depends on the stone. Some stones are used like water. Some like a lubricant, any oil is gonna work better. It just depends on the material and the design of the stone.
Sick. Let's see. Brant says, maybe I need to show my Hinder knife collection to you guys. Dude,
please do.
Yeah, it'd be awesome if you brought them in, man. I mean, first of all, I've seen you in the group, so I know you have a lot of knives. But dude, we're always down, man. I have plans to set up to kind of interview people and have people on the show with me and Sam, or just Sam and someone else, or me and someone else. So, yeah, just look forward to it, and yeah, hopefully we'll have you on, man, at some point if we can make it happen with the schedules and stuff. Bronny says no clue on the motor oil. All right, you know what? We're gonna learn to sharpen on a whetstone, and we're gonna go get some motor oil. We're gonna see how that works out.
Compare motor oil to honing lubricant.
Yeah. We'll see whose knife comes out better. Heck yeah, I'd be down. All right, guys. Well, we showed you guys how to sharpen on the KME. Walk you through the process.
Any fixed angle, the Work Sharp, the KME,
So
leave it there.
Yeah, technically it's not as hard as a lot of people think. So if you're interested in picking one up, we have a whole bunch on the House of Blades website.
I'd recommend the Work Sharp Professional Precision Adjust.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit better than the smaller version.
Yeah, I think invest the money. It comes with the angle finder already.
Yeah, and having a digital angle finder is really helpful, because depending on how far in or out you've clamped your knife, if you set it to 20 degrees on here and your knife is clamped super far in, it's not going to be at 20 degrees versus if they're going to be at different angles if it's clamped super far out. Any little minute difference like that is not going to be perfect. So having that digital angle finder that the Work Sharp comes with is really, really, really useful.
Yeah. So pick those up on the website, guys. Code Barbarian saves you some money, and we're getting out of here. We'll see you guys next time.